everyone, I'm Kylie and welcome to Theme Parks for Grown-Ups, a place where we explore theme parks, but also I am here as a travel agent coach for those of you who are aspiring to start a new career in the travel industry. Today is a very exciting topic because it's something that I got a lot of questions about, something that I get, messages on Instagram and emails, and in my surveys I send out to my newsletters. They ask whether you can be a travel agent with no experience. If you hear something in the background, that is my cat playing with a cardboard box. So let's get started on today's lesson. Now, when I first started, I did end up taking some sort of travel agent industry course that was kind of an overview of what it's like to be a travel agent, but I don't think it was really necessary in order for me to start a career. A lot of the stuff that they taught me and went over, I kind of already knew, and it was basically just kind of gave me confidence, which was fine. Like, it gave me some knowledge and things, but I don't think I really needed it. So I don't think that anyone really needs to take a certification course. If you want to, then you by all means go ahead and do it. If it makes you feel like a little bit more comfortable. It did make me feel comfortable, but I don't think you need it to get started right away. You can just get started now and then take certifications as you go along. So there are 3 ways that you can get started as a travel agent. There's basically 3 paths. And to learn more about those, I would venture to my other videos and get kind of a backdrop of what it's like to get started as a travel agent, and then also join my free online course that I'm going to link in the description below. It's basically a 5-day free course that tells you each step in order to get started as a travel agent if you haven't even delved into things. I know that I needed that when I got started. That's why I took a course in order to feel like I was ready, but I just needed the knowledge to get started. So as I said, there are basically three ways to get started as a travel agent. So the first way is to join a brick and mortar agency, and again, more details on what that means in my other courses, but basically the lowdown is basically a physical travel agency that might be in your town or your city somewhere. Some of those might still survive. There's not a lot out there, especially since websites like Expedia came around and then basically wiped off like physical travel agencies. Which brings me, to my second way in order to become a travel agent, the way to get your foot in the door. This is the most popular way, and it's the easiest way, and it's what I preferred and what I'm doing right now, and that is to join a host agency. And so basically what a host agency is it's kind of like a virtual agency, usually not in person together, but they hire 1099 contractors as their travel agents. So that means you're not getting benefits or anything like that, but you have the flexibility to book your own vacations, take care of your own clients, and have your own schedule and free range in that sort of sense. The third way is to start your own agency. Now, most new travel agents are going to just start their new agency because they need some background and they need their own Rolodex of clients in order to start that. So maybe down the line a little bit, once you get some experience under your belt and your business is going great, then you can consider kind of transferring over into starting your own business. So let's say that one of these agencies, I'm going to use host agencies as the example because that is the main thing that people do in order to become a travel agent. That's kind of the door in, and then if they want to join one in their town, in a physical one, or if they want to start their own, then that's kind of the next steps. But I'm going to focus on host agencies. Some agencies may require you to have some sort of experience, and whether that is travel experience. So I give Disney a lot of examples because that's what I am, so bear with me, but other agencies might be the same. So if you have a specialized niche that you're going for, which I totally advise, you should choose your travel niche, whether that's like African safaris or Disney World vacations. So mine happens to be Disney. There are some host agencies that are very specific, and there are agencies that hire specifically for people in that niche. Now, they have requirements, like you must have visited the Disney parks in the last 5 years this many times. And so if you don't reach those requirements, then sometimes they won't offer you, a position there, essentially. It doesn't mean that you're close the door in that niche, because I'm not with a Disney travel agency. My niche is Disney, but I'm actually under one that's actually a general travel agency. And so I'm okay with that because that means that I get to book other things outside of Disney. If I wanted to book a hotel in Bangkok, I could do it because I'm under this general host agency, essentially. if that's the requirement and you don't have that travel, experience, you haven't been to the parks in a long time, but maybe you still feel like you have the knowledge to book Disney World vacations, then I advise going ahead and joining an agency that is not restrictive on travel. Tip number 2 is to highlight the experience you already have. Like I said, you don't necessarily need a full work experience resume that says that you have worked at a travel agency forever and now you're ready to transfer it. It's not like that at all. Most people are beginners. Now let's just say that the host agency or the travel agency that you're applying to is asking for some sort of work experience, whether that is experience at all and just like the work environment, or it's in lieu of lack of travel. So maybe you're not traveling a lot and so you need to kind of highlight your other skills. One industry that's great to highlight, whether it's on a resume or it's like a Q&A call when you're talking to a host agency representative, is sales experience. I think that's really important. Sales is very important when it comes to selling travel. And so it'll be important when you're trying to guide your clients to find the right vacation packages, the right hotels, the right upgrades or add-ons that kind of fit within their budget, and finding ways to, not necessarily convince them, but to highlight what they need and help guide them through the buying process or the booking process. And so sales experience is really great and beneficial, so you might want to highlight that during your interview. Next thing that you can kind of highlight on a resume or when you're applying or when you're interviewing with a host agency is the customer service experience. And so customer service experience is very important because, like I said, half of it is selling the travel, but the other half, mostly, well, I would say 75% of it, is managing your clients' expectations. Having that customer experience is going to help you in the long run. So that's something you can highlight if they're asking for some sort of experience in that way. And that goes with volunteer work too. I'm sure that something happened in your life that you've had customer experience. That's why I feel like you don't really need a lot of experience to get started. All you need, really, the main 2 things you need in order to be a travel agent is the drive to do it and some knowledge of travel. That's kind of all you really need, and then the rest kind of comes with it, because a lot of it is just doing what you already do, which is booking vacations for people. So I will tell you a tiny little story that I tell in my newsletter and my emails, and I've said it all over my blogs, so you probably already heard it if you've been following along with me. But basically, when I started, I talked to a mentor of mine that was at one of the travel agent schools, and I asked her, I want to get started, I really want to do this, I want to plan Disney vacations, like, do you have any advice, and da-da-da. And so she was like, so why do you want to get started as a travel agent? And I was like, because I love booking for my friends and family and I can make it a career. And she said, you're gonna have to do better than that. And it was a little bit of a shock because it was just like, what does that mean? What do you mean I need to do better than that? And she was like, everybody says that. Every person comes into it being like, yes, I want to be a travel agent, but it doesn't really matter if that's all you really want and you've only had experience with friends and family, because booking for your friends and family is way different than booking for a stranger, essentially. A stranger, you're not going to know anything about them. You're not going to know what their preferences are. You're not going to know what their family dynamics are and what they need from you, and kind of their attitudes towards travel and what they need. And so you're going to have to kind of expedite that process and get to know them real fast. But they're gonna be way different than for your friends and family, who are forgiving and care about you, hopefully. So if you make a mistake, they don't really care. They're kind of doing it as a favor for you. So that's why I advise highlighting these other skills that you may have already in your docket, whether that's work or volunteer or anything of that nature. But just stay away from the, I just book for friends and families, that's what I want to do and turn into a career. Even if that's the truth, say, yes, I enjoy doing these things, but I'm ready to book for clients that I don't know, and this is how I'm going to do it with all the background and the experience that I currently have. Bada bing, bada boom. So that's a quick highlight of what to do if you have no experience and you want to get started as a travel agent. As a recap, like I said, you don't necessarily need to, have a certification or have a full-fledged expensive course in order to get started. I would just get started now. Go ahead and find a host agency that you like, apply to them, apply to travel agencies if there's any in your town, and just go for it. Highlight the skills that you already have, all of your work experience, all your volunteer experience, the drive you have, and the knowledge of travel. And it's gonna be as simple as just finding the right agency that's going to accept you, which honestly, a lot of them do accept new travel agents, and they're all about the beginners who are just looking for a place to call home and start their business. As I said, there is a course, the free course that will get you started if you haven't even joined an agency or know what I'm talking about. It's a good place to get started, just to join that free course. And then after that, I have a paid course, which is joining host agencies. It's a host agency bootcamp, which gives you an overview of what host agencies are, how to find the right one for you. It has a master spreadsheet of all the host agencies that I know, and more tips and tricks in that way. And there's more to come. I've got more courses and more things to come, because that's what I want to do. I want to help you get started on your dream career. So hopefully this was helpful. If it was, please give me a comment below so I know that I'm doing something right. All right, I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next video, and please stay tuned because I've got lots of good things coming up in the works, and it's gonna be great. All right, see you guys soon. See you at the parks.